She is cute.
She was.
What do you mean was?
Nah, she's still cute. Come on.
She's kind of meaty.
We're talking about the AT&T girl. She is cute.
She was.
Why do you keep saying that?
She doesn't look like that anymore.
I'm talking about the way she looks right now. The last time I saw her on TV, she's cute.
She is busty.
Really?
According to Sean, he told me that.
Well,
Yeah, you didn't know?
I don't remember saying that. What's her name? Gage?
I have no idea what her name is.
Welcome everybody. We haven't done a podcast in a while.
Yeah, it's been at least 2 weeks.
At least.
Because Paul's been sashaying around the country on his private jet with his tier ones.
Well,
Yeah, sorry guys. I mean,
that's a whole new
when you have that
level
option,
of tier. It's a different tier. It's a
Yeah.
platinum club.
when you've got that option, you have to take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep, I
So-
agree. But yeah, it's been a couple weeks. A lot's been going on. We'll touch base on a lot of it. Try to get to some more light enjoyment fare. But yeah, there's some things we need to talk about tonight.
Agreed.
That's fun things too.
Yeah. But the first thing is we're trying a new bourbon. I had the opportunity to go out to the metropolis of Lubbock over Easter, visit my one of my boys. And the booze out there, the liquor stores out there have different allocation selection than the ones here in Dallas.
Yeah, it's like a bourbon center of the South or something.
It must be. So anyway,
It's weird.
found a couple of them, and we're trying one tonight. Maybe more than one. I don't know. But it's the MB Roland still in barrel proof Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and it is tasty. I like it. It is 118 proof, so it's pretty hearty. Although according to this page here, it says it's only 113, but my bottle says 118 proof.
It's probably a different barrel.
Well, yeah, each barrel is a little bit different.
Good point.
But it's 72% white corn.
Uh-oh.
Are we allowed to say that these days?
I think you are.
That's canceled.
Yeah, it's just corn.
Oh, it's just corn.
Just corn.
It's now called allowed corn.
Yeah,
It's everybody corn.
17% rye and 5% barley. So it's got a little bit of heat to it, but not too bad considering it's 118 proof.
It's got a spicy finish too, man.
But it's definitely got
Does.
it's got the pepper to it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, there it is. It says a hint of spiciness. It's more than a hint.
Yeah, I'd say it's a bitch slap of spiciness.
Yeah, kind of makes your lower lip kind of definitely tingle and get kind of numb.
Yeah, the tip of
Yeah.
the tongue kind of gets
Yeah, for
tingly.
sure.
I'm not on a 1 to 10. I'm giving it a 7.
It's nice, man. I would agree. I'd give it. That's exactly what I would give it. A
I
7.
think it's
wouldn't give
7. I think it's 7.5. It's not. It's a
Oh.
good one.
Are we going with decimals?
Give it 7.65.
Yeah, I would give them. I'd get decimals in here.
7.113.
Let's go down to the hundredth. Now they're, but I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I liked it when it first came out because it was hot and the flavors were real popping. But now that it's been out for 15 minutes, it's kind of dulled out a little bit.
You cannot give something a 7 and say you're not a fan. That's a high number, bro.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's
Out
the
of 10?
difference between an F and a D.
Oh, come on. What are you saying? Everything 5 and below don't even bother, and 7 is like middle of the road? Dude, we got to recalibrate scales here. That's totally wrong, in my opinion.
Oh.
I think it's better than that.
Mine's been white lashed.
It's a loud lashed.
Wow. Did we talk about that whole thing?
No,
We didn't.
we
And
did not. So that's something we can. But anyway, the
All
MB Roland can't get it here in Dallas. At least that we found. And
Well, they're handsome bottles too.
yeah, it's a nice looking bottle.
And this one, was it the regular bourbon, the Kentucky bourbon?
Yeah, this is the straight bourbon. I got the wheat whiskey as well. Wheat whiskey.
Wheat. Yeah,
So-
I do. A 7 kind of fits it, but I'm just saying, like compared to Noah's Mill, I mean, I think Noah's Mill is a 10
It's good.
compared to this.
It's good.
You know
what?
I kind of wish it were a little bit more fruitier.
You're bringing up a good point. I wonder if we should do like a tournament.
Like a tasting.
I don't think
A
that's
tasting
possible.
tournament.
Like a blind
No,
tasting.
my point is,
we would get hammered.
like if we
A shot
as we
each.
start to whittle. No, I'm not saying in the same night. But as we whittle things down to like the best 5, and we pit them against each other. And at the end of this deal, we pick.
We could try.
I say we do
Now,
that.
it needs to be like sips. It can't be like
I know that.
full 8-ounce cup.
I don't want to
bourbon.
vomit during podcasts. I mean, that's not what I'm suggesting.
You know, everyone has a different
But you
style
have.
the way they
Every time.
they grade it. I mean, to me, it's got to be like a full drink and not just a sample. And you got to because
We get shit-faced
pour
then.
it, and you have the immediate
And?
blast. Once it starts to air out a little bit, it's got a different taste. Temperatures get to more room temperature, and
That's true.
you know, and plus you can apply a little heat to these, and it brings out some different aromas.
Well, also you can put a couple drops of water in there, and it'll
Yeah.
change. It'll change completely.
Oh, every single one of these.
So-
Every single one of these on a cube changes everything.
Yeah.
So if you drink it for like an entire night, and you have 4 or 5, whatever, and I think that's how you grade it, in my opinion. Like right now, just having it right now, like I said, I scored it a 7. I mean, I could drink this all night though,
I like it. It's
and it probably tastes good with that agave syrup, that simple syrup.
yeah, right there.
Nice.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
gonna experiment with that in a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna make some.
What are we gonna make it with? Rebel Yell?
We'll do some old fashions with the Rebel Yell.
Nice.
I
I'm in.
think. Because you got cubes up here in your cooler, right?
Not cubes, just regular ice cubes,
Kind of like wedges.
wedge cubes.
What shape is that?
Like a crescent moon.
Is that a
It's like one of those
Crescent moon cube.
is that a waning
Easter
gibbous?
time orange.
It's
You know those
it's a
marshmallow
waxing
peanuts
or
that you get
waning.
in Christmas or Easter? Those orange peanuts. That's kind of what
Penis.
peanuts.
Orange?
Well, oh God, what?
Yeah, you know those little peanuts you get in. They're like
Oh.
soft marshmallow kind.
What's
No.
that shaped like that?
It is a little bit
Oh,
without.
no, those are shaped like peanuts.
Like a cashew?
Yeah.
Those are shaped like a waning gibbous.
Waxing.
Waxing.
Waxing crescent.
Wow, look at that! Look at that spiral keat shaped one down there.
Wow. You know what? On this topic, all right. So a buddy of mine came
On
over.
ice cubes?
Yeah, check this out. So a buddy of mine comes over the other night, and he is carrying a box, and I'm like, oh, what's in the box? And so he does a lot with like vendors and stuff, and so they give him free shit all the time. And so he brings in this box, and he opens it up, and he's like, dude, I'm not. He always prefaces it with, I get this stuff from vendors, so I'm not like hoity-toity like they are, but check this out, right? So he opens up the box, and it's a bunch of cubes.
No, he had doilies.
Do you have
What?
dry ice keeping them
It's a
cold?
bunch of doilies.
There was no dry ice that I know of keeping them cold. Anyway, but check this out. So I don't know how much he said he spent, but they are glacier cubes. They're
Right.
like from Greenland or something. And maybe you can look this up, Mr. Producer. But so they're like supposed to be pristine Arctic water. And I'm like, brother, I can take a pristine Arctic cube and my reverse osmosis, cube, put them in 2 glasses, put the same bourbon in there, and I can promise you I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Now, maybe somebody listening is going to be like, oh, brother,
especially in Greenland.
Yeah,
I'm
brother,
sure
you're
it's
full
not as pure as you think with all the northeastern United States smog being shifting. And
I don't know,
flying
but
over
is it a thing? I mean, was he totally bullshit me, or is it a thing?
It probably is a thing. If
They
there's something
harvest-
to sell, people will do it.
And he had a whole box of them.
They
So
probably just core
So
straight down.
part of the Greenland's money that they make, because they don't make a whole lot there. It's covered with freaking ice.
yeah,
is
there's like nothing out
they
there.
harvest the ice. In fact, they're saying that
They
they're
sell
nervous.
cubes.
Well, hold on. You're telling me that you know that they do
Oh,
this
yeah, they do. They absolutely do. They harvest the ice.
for?
They bottle the water.
Yeah, they bottle it and.
Oh, I see.
Look, there's like it's crazy because they have, I don't know how thick the ice is. I want to say it's a couple hundred meters, and they have like rivers inside the ice
Uh-huh.
that travel from one end of Greenland to the other.
Right.
And, it's a completely different color. I think it's amazing.
All right. Okay. Well, then there you go. What I'm telling you is I have a bunch of these cubes.
Oh,
so
he brought over
one of these nights, I still have it.
cubes.
Yeah. He's got a whole bunch of cubes that are supposed to be this, Arctic,
Well,
pure,
this
pristine.
this weekend, Saturday,
There we go. Done.
Yeah.
we're
let's do
doing glacier cubes.
And we need to do a reverse osmosis test.
Are they
a-
vaccine-free glacier cubes?
They are vaccine free. Yeah. They're vaccinated, actually.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Arctic
Oh.
Glacier Premium
Premium
Ice.
ice. I
Did
don't
you see
know.
those? Did you see the finger grips they have for the ice cubes up there?
What are you talking
The
about?
what?
Yeah.
Finger
Those
grip.
are paper things.
Oh, those are paper finger condoms.
Yes.
well-
Where you like if you're like flipping through a bunch of paper.
Yes.
That's what those are.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I could get into the
Why?
rocks, the actual rocks.
I don't think they stay cool long enough.
I've never used them, but I don't know. Just
Plus, if it falls in your mouth, what are you gonna swish it around and spit it back out?
well,
Kind of a deal breaker, you know?
Yeah, it kind of is.
And how would you lick the is that a salt lick when you're done because you can still taste the bourbon on it? You're like, I gotta get more.
or the Benoit balls there.
Yeah, then there's that.
But what?
Are those Benoit balls?
What are those? The things you when you put in your palm and make circle jerks out of them? What are Benoit balls?
Oh, I haven't done that.
Benoit balls?
Is that what you just call it?
Yes, those are the things.
The yin yang little things
no.
with bells in them.
Look up
Oh, I know
Benoit
what you're
balls,
talking
Mr.
about.
Producer.
I bought a set
They're
of those in
sexual-
old
sexual
Chinatown or
toys.
whatever it is.
Oh, dude, don't look those up. I don't want that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
don't-
They're
I
actual
don't-
balls.
And they
You talk about the things that are
What do you-
like butt
what-
beads.
what do you do with
kind of things?
No, they're not butt beads.
what do you do with them?
You know what?
Space WA, Benoit balls.
Benoit.
How do you know these things?
Yeah, exactly. That was my next question.
What the
well,
heck is
okay.
that?
Whoa.
Is that where
No,
they
the one on no.
Benoit balls?
These balls
also
are used
widely
as an
popular
instrument to
kegel
please your
balls.
man.
They're also known as orgasm balls.
Small balls of different sizes. These balls are used as an instrument to please your man. They're available as small marble-sized balls and slightly bigger balls ranging in about 2 or more inches in diameter. Diameter? What the hell, man? The kegel balls are usually made of metal and their weight is natural.
There are vaginal exercise weights.
So, can I ask a question? How did we go from bourbon to Benoit balls
I am
that please your man?
Because Sean wanted
No.
to
Yeah,
talk
how
about
how does
cubes.
this happen? How is that on the list?
way to go.
I don't understand.
Happy birthday to me.
Yeah, no kidding.
They're Kegel exercise tools.
Wow. Yeah, which is really important to us.
Well, it is because
Yes.
there's lots of grip down there if
If
she can control those Kegel muscles.
oh,
All right.
thank you
The
for
more you
sharing.
know.
Wow, this is the first time I've ever been made awkward. To feel awkward.
So-
in
Hey, you
podcast.
learn something
Just in
every day.
case your woman ever wants to practice shooting golf balls across the room, this would be the instrument of choice to
Although,
exercise.
I don't know why they have a picture of a dude with a barbell or a dumbbell tied to his nuts.
Okay, that
That does not apply.
that doesn't make any sense at all.
No,
That looks painful. All right.
I bet people do
Thank
it.
God it's just a diagram and
Can
not
we-
a
can
not
we
a real
move on?
picture.
Yes.
Yeah, let's move on. All right. Anyway, so the bourbon is good. All right, 7. Moving on.
Benoit balls. What the hell, man? So what are the other balls called that you put in your palm and kind of rotate them and they supposedly help you relax?
Yeah, they're like meditation balls or something,
I
yeah.
have no idea.
and they ring.
Yeah, they ultimately are supposed to like develop your core strength because if the balls in your hand you start to swirl them, you move your fingers around.
Right there.
That's exactly what they are. They're meditation balls.
Meditation
go.
balls.
How does that help you? What did you say? Your core strength?
well, maybe I misheard what I
Do you
said.
plank
but
while you
yeah,
do that?
kind of because
Are you doing
you-
sit-ups while you're doing that?
you're getting your fingers
You're going-
and your wrist and your.
Are you taking a shit while you're doing it?
God, speaking of planking, man, I tell you what, this weekend we had some upgrades in our kitchen.
Yes, you did.
So, well, Friday night I come over here. Anyways, I wake up hungover the next morning, and there's a sense of urgency because my in-laws, they accidentally left me off the text thread that says, "Oh, by the way, we're coming on over."
The one who's doing all the work.
Um,
They left you off.
whatever. No, well, not necessarily true, but there's
Right.
so whatever. So they're showing up, and so Tara comes down. She's frantic, and we're like, oh crap. And so whatever. So the day starts like that, and so there's a lot of on your hands and knees. And I tell you how bad out of shape I am is when you as a carpenter that I was for 15 or so years. I was even though I was plumpy.
You were in shape.
I was in really good shape, and I didn't
Oh,
realize
yeah.
how not doing that for 2-3 years
He would make fun of me.
Guys, that goes for all these type of dudes. It's guys that
Right.
climb around in trees and arborists or whatever and cut off all the limbs. Guys that do fence work. Guys that do. I mean, they're in amazing shape. They may not look like it.
Yeah.
You know what they call that? They call that country strong,
It's
right?
country strong.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, I remember I was helping Sean move some drywall at one of the jobs, and he was scoffing at me.
Well, they were
because I wasn't able to pick up a
You were
like,
huffing and puffing.
30-foot piece of drywall with one arm.
No, it was 10 foot.
Now we know what happened to your shoulder.
And that's probably it. So,
You
I was able to carry it.
You're the one that caused this.
It was. I was able to carry it, but not to the
I didn't
effect
tell him
that
to spin it.
that Sean was. And he's just like,
Come on,
Really?
man. You're a
Bitch.
pussy.
yeah. So now he's like, now I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I get
Well,
it.
I
yeah, no,
think
this is
that
payback, right? Now
particular
he's out of
day-
shape.
That particular
Yes.
day, there was a ridiculous amount. There was like 30 or 40 pieces of drywall. I was moving from one side of the job to the other, and we had the boys with us.
Yeah.
And I was just over there picking up one and nothing. I didn't really feel.
And they were
the-
all struggling.
Yeah, they were. But And
Well, I tell you
now-
what, a whole sheet of drywall is heavy.
Yeah.
can be. Some of these guys are picking up double sheets at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Now that was a norm though.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever been in that kind of shape.
I used to pick up double 4x8s.
Good for you.
Yeah, just one at a time. Walk up the
Boom, boom.
unload it from the truck. Sometimes you have to take it up to the second floor.
Damn.
That's a workout.
Yeah.
for
you know?
sure.
I need 15 sheets up there.
Yeah.
I want to do it as minimum
That's why I
trips as
quit.
possible.
I got tired of doing that kind of shit. I was like,
Right.
man,
Oh yeah. It gets
I
old.
like doing this kind of work, but this part sucks.
But I want someone to bring me the stuff,
Yeah.
Right.
and I'll construct. I just don't want to carry the shit.
But I got to tell you, so when you called me and said, "Hey man, you got a minute to come over here and help me,"
I
right?
was stressing. My wife was stressing,
I know.
and then I reached out to. I couldn't reach out to you because you're pussified with your
Yeah.
operation, your shoulder
He's
stuff.
like, "Oh, my
Yeah.
shoulder."
So
Let's
you-
see where you are after your surgery, bitch.
Well, I'm the one doing demo, which was actually really fun.
Yeah,
I've never
demo
done
is fun.
I've never done demo before, and I was at first I was kind of cautious because I was like, okay, I don't want to start whacking away and start like tearing
Well,
out.
there's a method to it.
Yes.
So once you learn the method, it becomes pretty easy. But to get to that point, man, you end up banging shit and destroying it. And
Yeah. No, and I know, and your father-in-law, I could tell, I knew exactly what you mean because at first I was kind of like taking this piece off, taking that piece off, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, if I take this whole thing, the whole thing will come out in one big piece, right? And he would get all excited. Oh yeah, that's perfect. And then I was like, okay, well, that must be the trade, right? It's like whatever you can get out in 4 pieces as opposed to 288.
yeah,
Right.
but
Right,
what people
so-
don't understand is the bigger the piece you get out, the less cleanup you have.
Of course.
And some people
And the
go in
less
there
to
and-
carry and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
if you can pick it up.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
it was cool, man.
we were hustling, and I'm talking about the man. This whole week, as far as exercise and being out of shape, just shined right through, man.
It caught up with you.
Oh my God, it was such a horror. I enjoyed what I did all weekend, and it just stinks that I just wish I was healthier. And I was huffing and puffing. I was on my knees because I was doing some electrical on the ground, and you're on your knees, and if you're working the floor, I'm going to tell you how to drill it out. Well,
Yeah.
you can't be on your elbows, so you have
all
to be
core.
yeah, all core.
All core, man.
Oh, dude, I was down there for a couple hours, and
you
man,
sore?
oh,
Pretty
my
sore.
butt cheeks hurt. Dude, how many times, how can you say that? My butt cheeks were so sore. The very next morning, well, I go to bed. I was hungover all day long. And then I go to bed after everyone leaves. I didn't mention
Actually,
that
that
part.
explains your butt cheeks.
And then the next day we went to Scarborough Fair, and I felt bad because my son and I would like to go, and I was so
Beat.
beat. I mean, I'm so out of shape and so beat and exhausted. I was falling asleep through the whole thing. I was looking at a map and I was plotting to go to each pavilion because we could sit down and people watch. Because the Scarborough Fair is kind of cool.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
people that dress up. They've got medieval clothes on.
Yeah, that's what you do.
the
That's what we
kings.
did,
Oh,
anyways.
for
We
sure.
just people watch, and you go, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of it's cool. I mean, if I could find an outfit that fit
jousting.
me that belonged to me, I'd wear it. I wouldn't care. It's fun.
Did you ride
It's
it?
fun.
Did
And
you-
Hey,
that's
my
the whole
lady.
point. You're going into a different world type of thing.
Yes.
Did you
Yeah.
ride an elephant?
No, but I admired the people that did from afar as they were.
They have an
dodging.
elephant?
Yeah, they do.
Yes, you can ride an elephant.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's kind of cool. I wouldn't do it.
Why?
Right.
I don't know.
You got something against elephants?
I would probably fall off and hurt my shoulder.
You're not barebacking it.
It's not that type of
It's
park.
not bucking.
They have a trampoline.
You have 8
jump
seconds.
up and
You know what they had? They had mermaids out there.
Go,
It's the first
go!
time I saw. This was the opening. It's
Like a
in
big
Waxahachie.
tank?
It's in every single year. So they have it for like,
It's a Renaissance fair is what it is.
It's a Renaissance fair. They have it for like 6 to 8 weekends.
Yeah.
One time a year.
That was early this year. Isn't it usually in May?
No, it's about that's Poppy right there.
I've never been to the
that was him. You see that? That was kind of cool.
I've never been to that one. I've been to the Plantersville one, which is north of Magnolia, north of Houston.
So it was.
It's probably pretty similar, right? I mean,
it's all the same stuff. They have permanent buildings there.
They do, and they're well kept.
Yeah.
You know, they work around their. There's people there all year round that have private parties and things, and obviously they have all the costumes. Man, it is an army of people, and when they have the parade at the end of the day, you know, it's
King
the
Arthur.
king and the queen,
but
and
there are
all
people
the
that
subjects.
There are people that work there. You're saying?
Oh,
There are people that work there, and there are people
kind of
that
like
volunteer.
Disney World, right? I mean,
Well, they tour. They tour different festivals all year.
and this
So
is
they're here for 6
hobby.
weeks.
Yeah.
They're here for 6 weeks, and they go to
Yeah, they may
Plantersville.
make,
Plantersville.
Yeah.
Okay, I
for
got
the
it.
next 6 weeks.
they may make $50 a day, $80 a day,
Right.
and that's their thing.
They live in a trailer, and that's what they like.
You know,
There you
because
go.
Whatever.
their stuff's expensive. I mean, I had a significant amount of beer there, and each beer was like $7.50.
See, there's the elephant. Right?
You know,
No shit.
oh,
Look
what
at
is that? The top right hand corner of that picture.
I don't know. People are making out for some reason.
That is kind of odd.
That is kinda
But
odd.
there are people that show up that it's traditional stuff. I mean, people weren't in an excellent shape back then, and they have examples of that. There's people that walk around without shirts on that totally should not be walking without shirts.
Yeah,
And a lot of the women have like serious cleavage and boob shelves.
right
It's like
Yeah, they're like pools of
boob
stuff.
shelf.
boob
Yeah,
shelf.
it's a boob
oh,
shelf.
Yeah.
It's where they
But
boob
no, I know
stay.
exactly what you're talking
is
about. I've just-
holding
I've-
it up.
I've
It's-
never heard it
but
called that.
It's flat, so it's like the bustier is holding up.
Yeah, I mean,
You
every
could like
every
set your
time
drink on it.
every time you watch any of those shows, right? I
Yeah.
mean, they all have
Lots
those.
of boob shelves.
Yes.
What show is that you're watching?
I don't know.
Huh, that's odd.
Any of them, Outlander, blah blah blah. Any of the shows set in that time period, they all
Yeah.
wear these tight. What do you call them? Corsets or something?
Yeah, corset.
Is it what's a bustier? What are,
Well, bustier is a bra.
I thought that's the stuff that pushes up your boobies.
So that's a corset.
That's a wonder bra.
Oh, well, whatever.
That's
I don't know.
a balconator.
Wow, you have a lot of terms for these things,
Wow.
and you know them very quickly.
I go bra shopping with my wife.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Huh, that's
The
odd.
balconator was makes a
Balconator.
balcony of just boob.
Bless you.
That seriously is not a term.
Yes, a balconator is
I
It
need
really is a balconator.
correct.
Oh
I
my
need an
God.
adult.
That's insane. Yeah, don't bother looking that up.
The balconator, which is it BALC?
Like balcony.
BALC.
No, yeah, like balcony.
BALC.
B-O, yeah, there you go.
ATOR.
Nator. Why are we looking up balconator?
Well, we got to now.
Oh, that's baconator.
No, it's balconator. Well, it is the baconator. You're right. It did pull up the baconator.
That's great. I like.
Jeez.
That's Wendy's. I
He
like
spelled
that.
balconator though.
He did, but it came up with baconator, which is better than a
Put
balconator.
in balconator bra. See if that helps.
God, why are we spending time on this?
Well, because you questioned.
I did.
You're like, that's not real.
And it still looks like it's not real.
I don't know if that's how you spell it or not.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, so I'm hopping around, going from one pavilion to the. Hold
See?
on. Now.
There you go.
Oh,
See?
yeah, where did you think this was going to lead?
Balconet bra.
Balconet bra.
Oh, look at that woman in a balconator.
See?
What's going on here? So there's a variety of women on the screen.
Okay, wow.
About a dozen.
This is visually overwhelming.
All different flavors and
Okay.
Flavor. Ooh.
Okay.
colors and
Ah.
polka dots and
Okay.
ruffles.
And moving on.
It just makes a
Can I see
shelf.
his skull head
Makes
there?
a balcony.
And so
of-
you were going from village to village,
Wow,
buying
look
all
at that
these
one.
beers.
Look at that
We're
and-
still talking
balconet.
about the balcony.
yeah, apparently. I can't seem to get you guys off of this.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, my God. We lost Sean.
So we were, you know,
He's already half nude.
It was fun. They've got these
Keep-
little
keep your shirt on,
merry-go-rounds,
Sean. Keep your shirt on.
There's a little wheel that the ponies you can get on a pony ride and
Yeah.
go on this
It's like a
little circle,
merry-go-round.
this infinity thing.
Yeah. Okay.
They've got these.
Don't they have joust? Don't they have
they
jousting
do.
out there?
They've got a large
Joust.
area where the horses run back and forth through this gauntlet. They jump over little fences and run around barrels, and these guys are talking in the
Like
language.
pirates?
And
Arrgh.
they kind of they have a pirateer section, and one of the stages they have pirate jokes, and it was kind of cool. They have the mice that this lady taught. Was it mice? No,
Like
the lady
3
taught
blind mice?
cats. She taught cats how to do things like sit and crawl across a tight wire.
Siegfried and
wire.
Roy did that. He got eaten.
Yeah,
No,
they were.
no, that
They were
was a little
big
bit
ones
different.
though. They
Those
were
were cats?
Big cats.
These were cats. It was kind of cool.
Did they have any little people games?
Like
They
midget
had
throwing?
the guy with the whip.
How outrageous! No, I said little people games.
What
do
does
you
that
mean,
mean?
midget throwing? What are you saying?
What?
Midget
God
games.
almighty.
Midget throwing.
I said little
Yes, they
people
did.
games.
They had the midget throwing contest.
They did not.
Come here, my lady. See how far you can throw the imp.
Wow. Were you there?
I was there.
Wow.
I
Yes.
hosted it.
You were the MC.
Get yourself a free turkey leg if you can throw the imp 5 yards.
I remember
Wow.
going once, and it was so frickin' hot. We went from shade to shade.
Oh yeah.
You
Just
know,
kinda-
and it was just
Yeah.
like, and I haven't been
That's
back.
what you do. And there's some open areas that are blistering.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah, but it was nice when you went.
Yeah, it was
It
fairly
was
nice.
a great weekend.
Yeah,
Probably in
it
the
was-
70s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe 80s.
And we even
Yeah.
what an asshole.
It's not very professional.
Very not.
Oh, well, I digress. So where are we at?
Renaissance fairs and
Yeah, Renaissance
balconators.
Fair, but
Hello.
Hello, Mike. So there were a bunch of people walking around. They were like, "Hello, my lord and my lady." And
Did you dress up like an elf or anything?
I did.
like an elf.
Austin did. He looked fantastic.
A druid?
There was one of the guys that
What were
we
you-
went
were-
with
were
that
you
looked
an
like
assassin?
Littlefinger.
you drew up as were you an assassin?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
dressed in black.
I saw the picture. You looked badass.
He did. He did, man. He's got
No, you
long
look good.
blonde hair, and blue eyes, and all
what-
the
And what did you
people were
dress up?
doing second checks. Huh?
Did
What?
you dress up as the village idiot?
I should have dressed up like Shrek.
Like a jester?
Like a
You know,
like a pub drunk, a tavern drunk.
Hey, Claire, you son of a bitch! I'll have another mead.
Well, you had like 12.
Yeah, but I was gonna say by the fourth pavilion, you were the village drunk.
Yeah,
Did they
Yeah.
have big steins
I
you
was
could buy?
so they
Big
did.
ass steins.
I looked for some bourbon glasses, and they had some cool ones that were made out of wood, and but they were just I would have bought they were like $15 a piece. I
What?
would have bought one. I would have bought
Damn.
one. What the heck you gonna do with one? So I need 4, and I'm not dropping $60.
Also, check this out. So I work with this guy who is a woodworker guy, right? He totally into woodworking.
Like whittling?
No, he makes all
Like
this.
pan flutes.
Right now he's making
Zamfir?
right now he's making backgammon boards. And then
Ah.
before that, he made like a piano, a desk study.
A
So
harpsichord?
this guy can do anything, and I've been trying to think of things that I can ask him to do as a project for me.
Make some
Boom,
cups. Bourbon.
bourbon cups.
Low balls, high balls, or like a...
But we're gonna have to give him pictures
horn.
of what we're talking about here.
I think he should make horns. Because I almost bought those for us. You can buy horns. Like
Horns.
Viking horns.
Show us a horn.
Look up Viking horn.
So I'm being dead serious. I'm going to
cups.
ask him, and I don't know how much he'll charge, but I don't care. He's handmade. He's spending his time doing it.
Those right there.
Okay, well,
I think those are freaking cool.
okay, and they're totally made out of wood. They're not
No,
like.
they're made out of horns.
Well, but I can't ask him to make something out of horns.
Well, no, there
He's
are
a woodworker.
There are wood ones as well. So if you
Okay.
like that one there, see
He's a woodwicker. Where'd you go?
He's a
the style
woodworker.
there, that one right there.
He's a woodworker.
See something like that. I think that's
See?
cool as shit.
You see that?
What are you saying? He wants to make you something?
No,
out
I
of
want
wood.
I want to ask him to make me something.
Like what?
Anything.
Like
Literally
a nose-
anything
a
out of
nose
wood.
earring?
He would do. He wants to take on new projects and he enjoys it and it's his hobby, and he's really talented. He can make like all sorts of stuff.
He needs to make some
Make a totem pole,
dudes like us medallions.
Medallion.
or just the big dudes like us. You can hang it on the wall.
Okay. No, I'm being serious. Let's give it some thought.
Well, me too.
Let's give it some thought, and let's
I'm
he'll
done thinking.
okay. You want like a big sign that
I'm
says
selfish.
"Dudes like us."
No, I didn't say that. I said medallion.
Medallion.
I don't know what that means.
Like little
like we
ones that
hang
you can
around our
wear?
necks,
Like
No,
Flavor
like,
Flav?
like our logo,
like coasters.
in a shape like that. I mean,
Or like big to hang on the wall?
How about a big sign that says "Dudes like us" on the wall, in wood, in hand carved wood?
well, I mean, I'm not against.
Actually,
that.
I don't think he does carving.
Does he have a
Lord.
CNC machine?
He's got I don't know.
Good grief, man.
But we looked into that, didn't we? It was expensive.
Anyways, what's this guy's background?
He is one of our IT guys.
He's at a
Okay, so it truly is a hobby.
Yeah.
Oh, totally a hobby, and
Well,
he's good. He's good at it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm just
so he
throwing
likes
that out
little
there.
figurines and for the backgammon chess, etc. You know, he makes that type of stuff.
Well,
so
that's
he,
just a
backgammon boards,
That's
you
just a
said?
brand new project he took on. Somebody said, "I need backgammon boards," and he was like, "Okay, let me check it out." And that's what he's doing.
no.
It's
Well,
pretty cool.
you know,
Anyway, give it some thought.
selfishly, I'm thinking something that evolves around dudes like us.
Oh yeah, no. I was thinking. Well, that's why I brought it up. The mugs. You
Yeah,
guys talked
mugs would
about
be good.
big wood mugs. I
Big
mean, I
wood
thought that would be
mugs.
cool.
That I don't know if he has a CNC, he could carve into it,
I don't think he has CNC.
dude.
I can ask him.
Well, he may.
He may.
We want one.
Yeah. Why are
Well-
you being so arrogant? He could
Well,
have
I'm
one.
thinking maybe we need to include him in one of our tiers if he's got a CNC machine.
Well, he lives far away in Wiley.
Challenge accepted.
That's not that far.
Yeah, we went there to get some red barrels.
Yeah.
We did. That was fun. All right, we're moving on.
Anyway, so the Scarborough Fair. There was some interesting characters there.
Did you have anybody that was like cosplaying it all the way up that was not in character, didn't fit the theme?
No, people, you can wear anything you want, really. I mean, you can come as a pirate.
So you saw
can
like
come
Darth Vader walking around?
Yeah, not really, but yeah.
Can you guys Can you help me understand where the word cosplay came from? Like where did that start? To
What-
me,
I have no idea.
what
What
is
to
the
me, it's
word?
like I woke up one morning and I was inundated with cosplay everywhere I turned, and I don't know where
costume. It's costume play, right?
exactly. But where did it come from? Like
Halloween.
to me, it seemed to blast on the scene, or has it been
there's
out there a long time?
Well, there's huge
It's a nice picture
conventions.
of a medieval Darth
conventions.
Vader.
Yeah, it has to do around comic books and movies,
Right. I get
like
it.
action movies and shit like that.
I know what it is. I'm just wondering when it became mainstream. Like everybody talks about it all the time.
It's been around for quite a while,
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe I just missed it.
at least 6 months.
Right. Okay. Well, cool. Anyway,
it's
so
been
but you
around
were
for a
saying, but it's not common for people to wear non-medieval stuff at the
Well,
fair.
there's
though.
like fairies. That's not.
And that's relevant.
but that's not Renaissance. That's kind of like a fantasy kind of
That's
stuff.
okay.
So
But sometimes that fantasy is always kind of set in the medieval times.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. I would be okay with
But-
that. Darth
but-
Vader, not really.
maybe Chewbacca.
Ewoks,
Chewbacca, I'm good with.
Dude, they had this.
the alien.
They had so cosplay is futuristic costumes, by the way. From what the Mr. Producer put up on there.
Japan.
Well, that's just one of them. There's like a million different types of.
Well, the practice of fan costuming at a science fiction conventions, beginning with Morjo's futuristic costumes, created the first word.
That's a Morojo.
Oh, that's how it started. You're saying
Morojo.
Morojo.
I guess that's how it's pronounced.
back in 1939? Okay, well, forget it. It's been a-
84.
No.
Oh, it says first World Science Convention in Sydney, 1939. So people were cosplaying back then?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
but the term itself was coined in 84. Okay, I got you.
No.
Anyway, I was just curious because I was like, man, what is this? Where is it coming from? Anyway,
Look, so back to this whole Renaissance thing. I mean, the whole atmosphere of the place. They got classic buildings there. There's big castles, not big castles, but there's castle-like structures set up. There's some chairs that you can sit down there, or like the king and queen, but you could sit there and take pictures of it. It's cool.
it's cool.
I mean, it really is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I was unhealthy.
See, that's what I would look like if I was, if I went, in the
Right.
medieval times.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I've only been the one time, but and it was so freaking hot, I couldn't enjoy it.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I had like a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old going crazy.
Yeah. Oh, so they were miserable and complaining and all that.
Dad, I'm thirsty.
Right.
Dad,
Dad, I want more beer.
I want to ride the elephant.
Right. All right.
So it was that. It was hot. I just remember it being very hot. at
Well, it can be miserable out there.
yeah, it was when we went.
What is no one just?
What?
Well, it produces scrolling
Yeah.
through pictures, and
Showing
there
us
was some.
cosplay pictures.
There's some people that were wearing these flesh-colored outfits that were. If you
Right.
just glance up at it, you're kind of like, oh my
Did you
God,
see the
what is
picture
that?
of the flesh-colored yoga pants?
Yeah, that was disturbing.
It looked
Yeah.
like she was nude. It was just wrong. She had cheese.
Are you talking about the Walmart picture?
Yes,
Okay, I saw no pants at all.
she was wearing pants.
I literally saw no pants at all.
You had
And
to
I
s-
didn't want to look 10, 11 times.
You have to look at her ankles.
Yeah, I was really trying not to look that close, but I saw no pants at all.
Jeff was checking all of it out. He
Yeah.
got down to the ankles. He was
Yeah.
like, oh,
See, that's a
because I didn't
little-
want to look at the rest of it. I was like,
oh, you started the
Yeah.
ankles.
it's terrible.
Yeah, I wasn't sure she was wearing anything. So.
Yeah, it was.
I tell you, the food there, they had like big sausage on a stick, the turkey legs.
That's
Turkey
that's
legs
my
are
favorite.
overrated in my opinion.
Tastes like
Turkey
ham.
legs are overrated, but sausage on a stick is not.
No, it's fantastic.
I'm a big fan.
They have something unique there that I don't have anywhere else. Is they've got these pretzel-filled hot dogs. It's like these, and they're big.
Pretzel-filled hot dogs.
Pretzel-filled. No, I didn't say that right. It's a hot dog with pretzel as a bun,
Oh.
but it's wrapped around the whole thing,
Right.
and
It's
it's
like a corn
Oh.
dog.
yeah, but it's like a bratwurst.
It's a pig in the
huge
pig in the blanket.
yeah,
But
pig
it's
in
a
the blanket,
pretzel
basically.
But it's a
dog.
giant
It's
hot
a
dog.
big one, man. So that's cool, and they got some jalapeno
It's
ones.
a big dong.
That sounds fantastic.
Man, it was extremely tasty.
So where's the other place? So State Fair has good sausage on a stick.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've been
Probably
to
the
the fair.
same stuff. They had funnel cakes there too.
Yeah, well, of course.
So there's a lot of stuff to eat there. They don't have like games that they have at the fair. It's not set up
They
like
had
I mean,
face painting.
They do. You can put on face paint. They got the little
I think
glue
that's-
on ears that turn
I
you
think
into
that's
an
why. I
elf.
think my kids were too young to enjoy it,
yeah,
and there wasn't enough young kid stuff down there.
right.
They have a dunking booth where some it's like like medieval times, or there's some guys making fire, talking in the language,
Right.
and you're just
He's
you gotta
baiting
throw a
everybody.
thing, and you gotta you
Giving me
can-
crabs.
He's also got his face
Wow.
stuck through there.
Wow.
You could throw like tomatoes at him and rotten stuff
Oh,
at him.
nice.
Lettuce,
Did they have
Lettuce,
a guillotine out there?
potatoes,
I need to see that.
onions.
No guillotines.
They had some what is that,
Beets.
shackles where they put you in where you when you do something bad they put you in these where
Yoke.
you're- yeah, where you put there's a little cutout for your head and your
Yeah, and the big wood thing.
yeah, what do they call that?
I thought it was a yoke.
Not
No,
a yolk.
I don't think it's called
It's
a
an
yoke.
egg.
Why would it be a yoke?
It's an egg.
They call it, I thought it was the chop
Chop block.
No, God bless it.
I don't know. Medieval wooden. No, that's not it. The Iron Maiden.
God, that's not Iron Man. I think Iron Maiden has like those spikes in it.
It is. It is. That's the. It's like a big.
Put him in the because someone would do something bad and
it'd be the prisoner.
put him into hell. It is called a yoke.
No, that's a horse yoke.
Oh, okay.
It's a prisoner, medieval
Put him
prisoner.
in shackles or
Actually, that thing right down there. Right there.
Yeah, what is that?
right there? What is that called? Pillory stock. That's what
pillory
it's called.
stock. Huh, I don't recall it being called that.
It's called a stock.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is. They have them in Disney World. You can take your pictures.
Yeah, so they got one big one like that.
Yeah, pillory stock. So we could say
I
Paul
thought
was
they
a-
were called something like that. Put them in stocks. Maybe they were saying that.
Yeah, the stocks. You can put it. You have foot ones, head ones.
Thumb ones.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I think they had like thumb handcuffs, thumb cuffs.
I tell you what, when you watch these medieval movies and you see the battle scenes and you're like, what would be worse, to be in a battle back then or a battle now as far as just getting killed? Now you're going to get shot. You could get shot in the arm. Back then you're going to get your arm chopped off, cut in half. You can get blown up in half. So which one
So
would you
can
rather
look at it
partake in?
from, you can look at it from either the perspective where it's all about the quality of life. Because if you get something like that happens nowadays, you get your face blown off, and they'll save you. So some people never get through that. So
Well, no,
it's kind of like,
Well, I'm just
do you want to be saved?
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about what kind of battle would you rather be in? A medieval sword battle or a battle now with guns? going out there where you're just got 1,000 people running at each other with big ass 3-foot broadswords swinging at each other and axes and mace, or would you rather get shot?
So, sorry, I'm late to this. I had to take an emergency phone call. Apparently, all right. So you're saying, would you rather be in a medieval battle where
know.
they're swinging a bunch of swords, or be in a modern? Well, and then modern can be different, right? So, World War One, World War Two
Right.
versus today,
Right.
totally different.
So, okay, let's
A
say
million times different.
So let's say World War II, because we've all seen footage of World War II with
Right.
the guns.
Okay. So it's
That-
not as brutal as World War One, but still they fought brutal,
Right.
sometimes trench warfare, but
Or Braveheart, you're just running at each other like buffoons and just slashing each other.
God, how bizarre. I would rather be World War Two. I'd rather be World War Two. Because to me, it seems like if you're out on the battlefield just swinging around, I mean, somebody just walks up to you and stabs you in the back, you have, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got no chance, you know?
It's
But
just-
then again, World War II, you're just kind of
Yeah.
sitting there doing your thing, and then a lucky shot or a stray bullet.
The sniper.
Yeah, that's tough. I think they both suck.
Yeah, they both suck. But it's, I don't know why I think I was like, God, that would suck to have to fight like that with just swords and axes and big maces and everything.
Right.
It's just like it seems so much worse.
Well, and the thing that's interesting is when you're injured in that time period, it was basically the same as being shot
Oh
and
yeah,
bleeding out
Yeah,
because there's no medical, right?
They didn't have antibiotics or
Exactly. So
Stuff
you're going to
like
get
that.
gangrene and die painfully if you get your arm lopped off.
right.
You know, so I don't know, kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of, I just there's Mr. Austin.
Yeah, look at him
Look at that,
sitting
Mr.
sitting on
Assassin.
the throne as an assassin.
That's his steak knife.
Hey, wait a second, that's my steak knife.
I just watched Saving Private Ryan again.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
Well, good for you.
I watched it over the weekend, and
Was it just as powerful?
oh,
as,
of course,
it's incredible.
because I saw it when it came out, and it's been a while since I watched it, so there's a lot that I forgot,
oh yeah,
and tear up at the end, the whole 9 yards, man. It's a powerful movie,
it's
and
really powerful.
and you think these guys sacrifice a lot, and the reason I watched it is because it popped up on the Netflix and it says the last day to watch it on Netflix is April 30th. So it's getting yanked from Netflix.
Oh, okay.
That's why I watched it. That's
Oh,
like, I
you know
wanna
what?
watch it.
I'm glad you mentioned it because I would like to go watch it.
Yeah, it's good.
And I tell you what, when I watched it in the movie theater, I watched it with my wife, and I was pensive, right? Pensive to dead silent, just absorbing it all after it ended. And we got in the car, and I was trying to explain to her my emotions, and I lost it.
Really.
Oh my God, it was awful. I was like, and it was totally all 100% about what those men went through. You know what I mean?
Yep.
18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, right? I mean, it was my, now, and back then it wasn't my son's age, but I mean, now it would be our sons going through that.
Well, what got me is, they were always guessing what the captain was, Tom Hanks's character. They're like,
Yeah.
where's he from? What's he this? And he finally gives in.
Yep.
And because they were falling apart. And he's like, I'm a
School
school
teacher.
teacher.
Yeah.
And I'm a coach at baseball or whatever it was, or soccer. And they're all just looking at him.
Yeah, because they have a totally different opinion of him, as a soldier.
Right.
Because he's just not ruthless, but he's like got it together, and they're just machines. And then they realize, oh shit, this is just a hometown.
He's a teacher.
He's a hometown teacher,
From
like,
Pennsylvania.
and look at what war has turned him into.
And one of the things he said shortly after that, he said, every person that I kill, I get farther away from home.
Right.
I think it's powerful.
Oh, it's a great movie. It's probably one of the best I've ever seen. Can you think of another movie that elicits that type of, what people, what soldiers went through, the sacrifice they made, makes you tear up? Any other movie like that?
I'm sure there's some other ones. I know I watched Platoon, the Vietnam movie.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch that again because that's been.
We were a
been
lot
long
younger.
Time. It's been a long time since I've seen that. So
Yeah, we were probably too young to really appreciate the sacrifice, right?
Yeah, I'll have to watch that again to see if it. I'm sure it is, but it's been so long since I've seen that. But I used to watch all the. Well, again, it's the original Midway, Tora Tora Tora.
Well, and the new Midway. I mean, you saw me. I jumped up
Yeah.
and yelled in the theater,
Yep.
having
Yeah.
nothing to do with what you made me drink.
It's just water.
Was it really?
It's just
Fire water?
It's ranch water.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the military movies. There's different kinds, right? So you have the more authentic kind, like Saving Private Ryan. Then you have Midway, which I think is action movie ish,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And it's still fun and whatever. But there's some hard ones to watch out there. What's the one where it was just out, where the guy who was against the violence, but he joined the army, didn't even carry a gun, and
Oh, I saw that one.
and
And he's a hero.
he climbed this cliff
Over and over and over
to
again.
save people. I saw that one. That was a moving one.
That was a good one.
I can't remember what it was called though.
I don't either.
Hamburger Hill. That was a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some really good ones out there that stick with you. Saving Private Ryan probably the most.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Hands down for me, it's Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I'm actually in the middle of watching A Bridge Too Far right now.
I've never seen that. I heard it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix as well,
Yeah.
so you can go out there and watch that.
Yeah, I remember watching the Dirty Dozen. That was more of a
Hacksaw Ridge, that's what it was called.
Hacksaw Ridge. Yep. Yeah, how bizarre. Based on a true story, right?
Yeah,
He refused to carry a gun.
yeah, yep. And then you have Starship Troopers, which was authentic.
Very authentic. Yeah.
Oh, another one, Full Metal Jacket.
Good one. That's the jelly donut, right?
That's where the hardcore
Drill sergeant.
drill sergeant.
Yeah.
And I watched that with my dad, and he said, because he was in the military, he's like, that guy is just like what the drill sergeants are.
Really?
He goes, he nailed it.
Wow.
And I think he used to be one.
Yes, he did.
In real life.
Yeah, yes, he did.
And my dad's like, yeah, that's
Dead on.
right. What that kind of person is.
And what's interesting, you can you can judge those guys, but the reality is he was trying to prepare them for. I mean, how do you prepare a young man, a naive young man who has no idea what he's walking into? How do you prepare him for that?
Like that.
Like that. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You break them down and you make them numb, right? And in the movie, didn't the psycho? There was a cadet that or a boot camp guy that lost it and shot the drill sergeant, right?
Shot him and then he killed himself. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, you kind of lost it.
I haven't seen Fury.
I saw that. That's the tank one.
Is it good? That's with Brad Pitt, right?
That's Brad Pitt. Yeah, it's good. I don't remember too much about it, but
Which means it wasn't all that great.
Yeah. Well, like I said, some movies stick with you, some don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. That one did. I watched Unbroken. That was a tough one to watch, I think. That's the guy who got
the Japanese detainee or whatever.
Well, he got shot down and he was floating for a long time.
Yep.
And then he got captured by the Japanese, was in their concentration camp.
Yes.
Was a prisoner of war camp.
Yep, I did see that one.
And that was a real story.
Yeah, it was.
True story. So that's tough.
Yep. No, that's a good one. And there was the other one
Hawk
that
Down.
that made me so mad. Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's one I was yelling at the TV. I was so pissed off. And that's when Clinton totally left him out to dry.
Yep.
I don't know how involved was Bill Clinton in that, where he wouldn't give the order. I mean, did he truly not allow them to give the order to save those guys? I don't know the history behind that.
I don't know. It's been a long time.
But it definitely was. There was bureaucracy that basically said, no, we can't. We're leaving them behind.
Well, that's just like the 13 Hours movie where the guys in the Hillary
Benghazi.
Benghazi.
Golly.
Which was a good movie.
I never saw
13
it.
Hours. It's good.
That one I need to see.
It's good. I'd recommend it. And it's the same thing. And they don't call out.
They don't cover the
name.
politics of it.
Well, they cover that they don't get any help. but they don't go through the rest of it.
Oh, so ridiculous.
They don't go through a lot of the back story on what happened. It's from the story of the soldiers, right? So you get to know
and the
soldiers.
heroes, the people that were
Correct.
not there at the annex that went and helped them.
It's about that, not necessarily what was going back in the States.
Yeah, well,
Right.
it's probably better because
You see some of it because they're on the phone talking and shit like that, but you don't see really, from what I remember, you don't see any of the political bullshit that was happening.
how
back
that
here.
was allowed to happen is unbelievable.
Right. It is covered, but that's not the focus of the movie.
Right. Which is, I get that. I can respect that. So I watched something on the plane the other day when I was flying somewhere. I forget where I was flying, but
Tootsie?
What?
The Tootsie?
No, not Tootsie. It was one where the very first people that went into Afghanistan after the towers were attacked.
Was it the 12 Strong or something like that?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Were they riding horses?
Pretty good.
They're riding horses, right?
And that was also another based on a real life story.
Yeah.
Where they went in there and they were trying to flush out some of the warlords that
Right.
were harboring the Taliban, right? Or the Taliban were harboring ISIS or whatever.
Correct. Correct.
No, Al Qaeda.
Well,
Yeah, that was a really good
is it
one.
Thor in that? I don't know what the hell the guy's name is. Chris
Yeah,
Hemsworth,
yeah, it is Thor.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is
he was
Thor.
in it.
Chris
Yeah.
Hemsworth.
That was another good one.
So do we want to hop over to some of the deeper topics, or do we want to?
So what is going on with the Georgia thing?
Georgia.
Georgia.
I mean, I heard they're like moving Major League Baseball.
Lots of drama.
There was like they stopped. I don't really understand what's going on with it.
I think
All
it's
right.
made up drama.
It is. You want me to take a stab at kind of explaining what Georgia has done here?
Yeah.
Did it have something to do with voting?
Well, yeah.
Correct.
So after the mess in Georgia, after the presidential election, the legislature there decided to kind of clamp down on some of the craziness that went on, right? In terms of ballot harvesting and no
Just all the craziness that happened.
craziness, all
No
these mail-in
control.
ballots that weren't verified or didn't have any anyway. So in a nutshell, they were trying to figure out how to make voting easier and cheating harder. Okay, that was the whole premise of this legislation. And so, excuse me. And so they said, okay, they kind of tightened down on needing ID, voter ID. And also there were these crazy things going on where people were catering to the people in line, right?
Like food.
Like food and bringing them drinks and stuff. And so they said, okay, you can't do all that. You can't cater to people in line.
Whoa!
It's called electioneering.
What the hell?
Yes.
What?
You can't do that. You can't do that in any state. You cannot
can't.
They didn't do
electioneer.
that here. I didn't get any tacos.
No,
or-
you can't. And that's the whole point. You can't be bribing people.
So did they
For
do
the-
that in Georgia?
yeah.
Apparently, yes.
And so they were
Wow. Some
clamping down on
districts.
all that stuff, right? And so
That Earl's barbecue down there.
So it turned into, well, you can't even bring them water. How dare you? You
Right.
cannot bring them water.
So not only are you forcing them to have an ID, and apparently most of the people in Georgia don't have an ID. I don't get that one.
They're calling them stupid, is what they're calling them.
That's seriously what they're calling them.
Yeah, but
I mean, you need an
I've
ID.
heard some news where they said that was insulting to the black community.
No, it is.
Incredibly
They're
insulting.
like, hey,
It is.
every black person that I know, quote unquote, from this, I don't remember who that was, but
has an ID.
yeah, has an ID.
Well, you know why? Because they drive.
Yeah.
And because they go to the, they go
They
to
buy
the grocery
liquor.
store.
They fly. They go.
They fly. They buy
whatever.
alcohol. What the hell?
God.
What happened? Did you blow chunks on your?
No, I was laughing because all the reasons they need ID. Jeff's like, because they need to buy liquor.
Well, I mean,
Well, they
What kind
do.
of statement was that?
but that's why we all do. We all
Right.
need that.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
I'm
I guess
saying.
that's true. I guess
there
that's true.
are a million
You wanna get
reasons
into a
why you
club.
need an ID.
You want to
Cash a check.
Yeah, you want to cash a check?
I mean, it's-
okay. What do they ask for an ID that is ridiculous?
Like why would they ask for
No,
an ID?
I mean, like nowadays, like sometimes they say, "Hey, I need to see your ID." Sometimes you go somewhere and they're like, "I need to check your ID." I just went somewhere.
Scarborough Fair.
Oh, every time I try picking up my car to like the Hertz Rent Center.
yeah.
Well,
I
they
go
want
to
to make
pick up
sure
my car.
that you're
This is
who
what
it
I'm
is.
saying.
Guess what they say? They said, no.
Absolutely.
If I'm going to give you my car, you need to show some ID.
Guys, to stay at a hotel, to rent a
Yeah,
car,
hotel, you have to have ID.
to get on an airplane. I mean, there's a million reasons why you need an ID.
If I join the military, do you have to show ID?
Absolutely.
Of course you do.
I mean, and it's absolutely insulting to suggest that you're suppressing the black vote by requiring them to have some sort of ID.
If you enroll your kid in school, do you have an ID?
Well, the kid doesn't.
You might have to.
You have to prove that you live where you live.
Well,
you have to have a water bill.
No, he's got a good point. Every single time I went to go eat lunch with my kids,
oh, true. If you
I needed my freaking ID.
correct. Yeah, but not to enroll them, I don't think.
No, but to go
Yeah, but your
visit, eat
kids
lunch
need
with
to
them.
have. Even your kids have to have something. They have to have like a booster shot,
Guys,
medical
vaccinations.
records.
Right.
We could go on for hours. Anytime they need to know who you are, to verify who you are, period. And
Yeah,
guess
my
what?
date.
I can't think of a more important one than when you're voting. I mean, it's so ridiculous, and it's so insulting to the black community.
And
in
I don't
Georgia.
understand why the libs are so. Well, I know why they are against it, because it's going to hinder them in their cheating.
And cheating. This boils down to cheating, because you can really manufacture a shitload of votes when you don't have to verify where they come from
Right.
and who they come from.
And now in Georgia, you have to.
And now you do. And so there was a massive campaign by the mainstream media, by celebrities, a massive campaign to just give misinformation.
Out-teach those Georgian folks. We're
No,
going to move our stuff. We're going to take our business out here.
But
Some-
before that, they made it about misinformation, like, you know, how outrageous the legislature is of Georgia to do this to the black people of Georgia, and, you know, outrageous. So now these woke CIOs, Delta, Coke, give you another one.
Major League Baseball.
Oh, Major League Baseball decided to move their All-Star game.
No, that was crazy.
I think that was a half-assed decision. He's probably regretting right now.
And you know who encouraged who the final conversation that the commissioner had was with Stacey Abrams. You know who that is?
Yes.
Okay. She is in my opinion, a corrupt politician in Georgia.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. So she backpedaled and tried to make it sound like, no, we don't want you to pull out because this is going to be bad for Georgia. So Atlanta's fixing to lose $100 million. $100 million.
And that goes to the folks that they are saying are getting disenfranchised.
It goes to the city to use how they want to.
Well, not just that, but all the small businesses.
Right. Small businesses. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, this is going to come back to blow up in their face. I mean, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to hurt the Republican Party, and they're trying to hurt the, they're trying to taint voting legislation nationwide is what they're trying to do.
Oh, we got there.
Do you have a phone call that you have to take?
What is going on today?
Is podcast important to any of us?
I don't know. Sean, I can't believe your phone went off.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So obnoxious.
No, but seriously, guys, they are getting ready to pass federal voting legislation, and what they're trying to do is brainwash everybody into thinking that anything having to do with voter ID, blah 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 blah, is bad, and that's why they have to steamroll this federal legislation through.
Well, I think Abbott has already said Texas is not going to abide by that.
That's right.
I think several states have.
Yeah, several states have said, well, you don't control the state's voting rights. The states do.
Totally unconstitutional for the federal government to tell states how they vote.
Yeah.
How they run elections. Completely unconstitutional.
Yeah. So
and guess what? The Supreme Court's probably going to cave, just like they did on.
John Roberts will.
Oh, he will for sure. Anyway, sorry.
It's disgusting. I don't know. I don't think the courts will cave on this one.
They caved during the election.
That was different.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think that was I don't want to do this because it's going to cause even bigger problems.
Yeah, this one I think.
And they're allowed to do that. How?
Well, I know.
Causing bigger problems is never the litmus test for whether something is lawful or not.
Well, I agree.
I agree.
But this one, I think there's a lot of people that are ignorant to what this Georgia thing is all about.
Damn good bourbon.
Yeah, it is.
On ice,
what was the bourbon? You put Rebel?
Even better.
Rebel with some of the agave syrup.
Agave syrup with some orange bitters.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cocktail Essentials, 100% blue agave. Easy to mix. Simply squeeze Cocktail Essentials into your drink.
Oh wow,
Master mixes.
that is tasty.
And you got a collection of the Bitter Truth
Yes.
Cocktail Bitters Traveler Set.
I
That
use the
is
orange.
odd.
I use the orange bitters
Right,
this
so,
time.
Okay,
But they have celery bitters.
orange. All right,
Celery.
so walk me through that. So you put, all right, so it was bourbon on ice mixed with agave
Agave syrup.
syrup and bitters. Now, I've always been confused about what bitters are. So it's just a little vial of something tart.
And it's got booze in it. It's got alcohol in it.
Okay, but it's tart.
Yes.
That's why they
it's
call
very-
it bitters.
They're very strong flavors.
Yeah, it's potent. So
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
very. You don't need
there's
much,
a
like a
difference
couple
between
drops.
3 drops and 5 drops. 3 drops is too much. 5 drops will ruin your drink.
Really? So
And-
I have never.
And it comes in an old school box. It's metal, kind of like those old tin cars in the 50s. You'd get it. It's double insulated. It's got a variety of flavors: celery, orange.
You know what it looks like? It looks like essential oils. It
yes.
totally does.
It's got Creole bitters, orange bitters, the standard bitters. Was that the Angostura or whatever that is?
They got
There's orange, celery, Creole, regular, and
Creole meaning like a spicy, like
yeah, if you want a
a
little spice in your drink.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
the old time acoustic bitters and Jerry Thomas's own decanter bitters.
And you're supposed to put 3 drops.
or however much you want. But yeah, you can
Yeah.
overdo it.
Well, in my opinion, it's
Yeah, you can put out as much as you want, but
Yeah.
But it's
you
meant
could
to
definitely
be
ruin it.
less is more.
It's an enhancer. Yes.
Okay. All
Well, if
right.
you put too much in, it overtakes the drink.
It
Okay.
really does make it. I mean, it's a perfect sipping one. You put an ice cube on there, you might be able to, if you're not if you got a little bottle of water next to it, you could easily drink an hour.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you probably.
You mean making an old fashioned, making
Right.
Yeah,
with the
Right.
sweetener and the bitter.
yeah, because depending on what you're drinking, like we put Rebel in there, which is that's good. That's a good bourbon. It's a solid bourbon.
Yeah.
It's good,
And,
cheap bourbon.
And it's cheap. Yeah, it's a cheap bourbon.
I'd like to call it inexpensive because it's not cheap. It's a good bourbon.
You're right. You're right. It's not low quality.
No, it's definitely good, and it's one of these bourbons that's perfect. You don't feel guilty mixing it with some of this other stuff.
Right.
No, because
I
all this does is enhance it.
So I'll tell you what I've been struggling with. I've been trying to. So I'm a bourbon
Erectile
and Coke.
dysfunction.
Yeah, well, that too, but that's a different podcast. No, I've been wanting to do. I mean, I always
Irritated
do
bowel syndrome?
bourbon. Yeah,
Right.
you can cut his mic, Mr. Producer. I mean bourbon and Coke, right?
Right.
Bourbon and Sprite, bourbon and Coke,
Right.
and I have been addicted to the Coke part of it. I can't.
You got to get rid of Coke.
I
now.
can't seem to exactly. I'm trying. So here's what I've been doing. Like yesterday, I went and bought seltzer water that was cola flavored. Right?
What?
I know it's seltzer water that's cola flavored.
That's the same thing as Diet Coke,
From-
isn't
I don't
it?
get
From
it.
Kroger. All right, so it's basically carbonated water with a little bit of cola flavoring in it in the can. Well, and they have a whole bunch of flavors. Seltzer water. It's carbonated water with some sort of flavoring. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking, okay, perfect. So I'll take that and I'll add. I made my own simple
Simple
syrup.
syrup.
Yeah, I made that. I did brown sugar and water, right? And I did on the saucepan or whatever.
Right.
Because
Right.
you like the
Okay.
bubbles.
I like the carbonation. Absolutely. So at first I tried club soda
Bubbles.
and my sweet syrup stuff and bourbon. Yeah, if you put enough sweet stuff in there, it works.
Right.
But then I'm thinking, okay, I'm probably doing as much or more than I would a Coke.
Right.
So then I tried the seltzer water with the Coke flavoring, with it just nothing seems to work. Nothing seems to replace. I know it sounds stupid, but
Well, I gave you the Soda Stream. Have you tried that yet?
I have not tried that. I need to try that.
Outside of
But
that,
I'm telling you, what I'm saying is, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this old fashioned.
this is the perfect alternative.
Now I don't know how much sugar we have in it though,
Not much. I
because remember, a Coke is 38 grams of sugar.
no. I just went.
Yeah, but it's corn syrup. This is not corn syrup.
That's not corn syrup.
Not corn syrup.
Yeah. So you know the difference? Corn syrup is a
No.
workaround. So if you have tablespoons of sugar in front of you, eventually your body will tell you, we're done eating that sugar.
Oh wow.
With corn syrup, it does not.
Not sorry to interrupt. All right, so 1 fluid ounce of this stuff. 1 fluid ounce. That's a shot.
That's a lot.
You could fill up a shot glass with this stuff, and it's 90 calories. And you would never do that much.
No, I didn't put much of that in there at all.
Okay. All right. So that's definitely the way to go. Now, when I did my own simple syrup, I mean, it's
1-to-1, right?
and it's
That's how I make it.
and it's potent though. I mean, it's got a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably,
again,
probably more than this.
again, it's how much do you need? So you have to play with it. So how much do I really need in there for me to drink it?
Right. I got you.
So
Anyway, okay, sorry. I got us off track. What were we talking about?
I don't remember.
Major League Baseball moving to Colorado, which has stricter voting laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Talk-
the ratio to black people is way off too.
Asinine. Yes,
And
and it's
what-
a wider
Yeah, they're
state.
trying to. It's
It
like
makes-
it was almost racist for them to do that.
It's so hypocritical. That's the, and
They
you know,
did not think this through.
No, it's not even that.
I think
it's-
it is part of it.
I don't even think it's that. It's
Just ignorance.
everything's based on a lie. That's what it is.
Oh, it is.
It doesn't really matter that it wasn't really the Georgia law. It wasn't really this. It wasn't really that. Because if they really cared, they would have picked somewhere that is more.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just tells you that the whole thing is based on a lie.
And I heard another thing that Major League Baseball is based in New York City, I believe. And New York's laws are stricter than Georgia's.
Right. I'm telling you, this was all a calculated move to try to brainwash the country into getting behind the federal.
I don't think it's going to work.
I don't think so
I
either.
don't think it's going to work.
I don't think so either. But it just tells
I
me.
thought Trump was going to win too, though. So my opinion
He
is
did win.
shit.
Well,
True, but
yeah, we'll never know.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, that's
We'll
what they're
never
saying.
know.
They everything. There's things that are coming out every single day that I'm seeing
I've
these
heard-
little clips.
yeah, I've heard some things where is it Nevada or Arizona?
Mhm.
They're
Both.
starting to do a deep dive, and there's some panicking people.
It's all the
There's
things.
a lot of people that have been terminated and
Yeah,
people quit.
all the things that they wanted people to go investigate, like in irregularities, right? Irregularities in the election, in
They're
different
finally-
states' elections.
They're finally getting to it.
They're diving in.
So
Durham report. Where the hell's that?
we're never going to see it. Didn't he quit?
Yeah, seriously, what the hell?
Didn't he quit?
We waited for 3 years
Yeah,
for it to come out, and
and it was
now-
supposed to come out before the election, and then they said after the election, and then now they don't even talk about it. Nobody
Yeah,
cares.
where is the Durham report?
I mean, somebody's supposed to go to jail over what they found out in that deal.
Durham.
All right, now remind me, what was the basis of the Durham report?
It was the whole Russia
Yeah,
thing,
it was the
right?
Yes,
FISA.
the-
It was the
the
FISA,
FISA courts.
court issues
The-
where,
The Russian collusion.
yeah, that whole thing was just
Bullshit.
just a.
A hit job on Trump.
It was bullshit. All of it.
Yeah. So I don't think we're going to see
And-
any of that.
And the fact that
Incredible.
when it expired, they kept renewing it under false pretenses.
Right.
And the
Stalling,
judge,
in other words.
the judge signed off on it. And who was the judge? Bruce Gore?
Al Gore's
No. There was a judge,
somebody.
and the
Yeah,
the
Al Gore's
judge's
cousin.
wife.
This is his pen name. Bruce
Judge's wife
Gore.
was
Call me Bruce.
Transgender.
she was an executive at Fusion.
Tipper.
Whoever that is, I don't know.
Tipper Gore.
No, it's whoever. What was the judge's name that was
I
signing
don't
off on the
know.
FISA warrants?
But what you're saying is there's ties there that are questionable.
Very. I mean, come on.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
that kind
because
of that kind of shit
Fusion-
seems to
I mean,
happen all the time.
The judge that signed off on it, his wife worked for Fusion.
Oh yeah. You told me
Fusion
this.
is the one that hired.
Right. Guys, that's the federal government through and through and through. Corruption, scratch your back. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. Oh, guess what? I'll give your nephew a job. I'll give your wife a job. I mean, look at Biden giving, is it Manchin? What's his name? Joe
Joe
Manchin?
Manchin.
Biden's giving Joe Manchin's wife a seriously high-paying
Well, to
government
get him
job.
back on
You
the
tell-
side.
Yeah, you tell me that's not.
What kind of job does she get?
Oh,
Well,
shit.
because Manchin came out and says, "I'm not voting for this, this, and this."
Which was abolishing the filibuster.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, and getting behind packing the Supreme Court. I mean, what the?
Yeah.
Really?
He's come out and he said that, and is he all of a sudden for it?
No, but they're trying to sauce him up by giving his wife a job.
Pisses me off.
I mean, dude, the federal government's so freaking corrupt, man, through and through. It's nauseating, and nobody does a damn thing
Well,
about
you
it.
don't know what's really going on either. You don't know if Jimmy the Fish is like, hey, man, look, here's the deal. We try to play your game, and now we're just going to kill you. You vote,
It
or we're
would
gonna
not
kill you.
surprise me. Honestly, we're getting to the point where that would not surprise me.
So what's going on with this Getz guy?
Oh,
Where
Matt
there's
Getz.
Matt Getz, where it's come out supposedly that
Is that how you say his last name?
Getz, yeah.
Oh, I thought
Or
it was
Gates?
Gates or something.
It's either Getz or Gates.
Yeah,
I
he's
think it's Getz.
he got roped into a scandal.
Yeah, where they're
But-
saying that he had sex with a minor
Right.
Yeah, all
and
that's
was in a
fake.
sex trade thing, right? And they were extorting him for $25 million.
That's all fake.
Well, somebody came out and said they were asking for money, but it wasn't extortion.
What is it called then?
Yeah, I know.
So
I don't know all the details, but
it's a matter of someone going to somebody. I'm person A. Doesn't matter who I am. Hey, look, I've got stuff against you,
right.
and it's going to cost $25 million if you want it. Other,
Yeah.
I'm going public with it.
That would
Even though
be
there's nothing.
that'd be extortion.
Yeah, well, and then
it is.
and then he turns around and he goes to
He goes to the FBI.
the FBI or the New York Times, and he says, "Hey, I got XYZ," and so it doesn't matter if it's right. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter if it's true. They still report it.
Oh,
Person
right.
A over here is claiming this, and the FBI is looking into this, but the FBI, the Department of Justice, isn't releasing the fact that there was nothing ever really presented.
Meaning
was
it was
just the
bullshit to begin
allocation.
with.
They're just smearing
Oh,
slander.
so they're letting him be smeared.
Yeah,
Isn't that
Oh,
slander?
God, man.
and Matt Gates was kind of like
Isn't that slander?
release.
Libel?
Libel or
They're
slander?
like
I don't know.
release the paperwork about what's going on.
Yeah.
And they won't.
In other
release
words,
it.
clear his name.
And they won't.
Yeah, he went on Tucker, and Tucker was asking some hard questions. So I give him credit for that. And Gates was laying it all out. He's like, and he named names. He's like, it's this person who's at this law firm who used to work in Obama's administration
Wow.
is the person who called or either his father or his wife's father.
So he double tripling down on this guy trying to do.
Yeah, he's like,
trying to
this
do
is not
extortion.
true. I went as soon as we got the
Well,
phone call asking for money. We went
There's
straight
also,
to the FBI.
There's a.
We'll see if it's one of these things. Is it real or is it not?
It's
and
not
whoever
real.
knows.
Who's the hit team that is exposing people? It's there's a name for it.
Project Veritas.
Yes.
Veritas.
So
Veritas,
Project
yeah.
Veritas was sitting at a table with a CNN associate, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
were talking about the propaganda.
Yeah.
And Matt Getz was the person he was talking about. He says, "Let's take Matt Getz," and he says, "We got this story. It's gonna hurt them, the Republicans. So we're just gonna keep hitting it. We don't care if it's true or not. The
Right.
fact is that it's a story, and we're repeating the story.
And it's hurting our enemy.
Yeah."
Well, and they came out with another Project Veritas on CNN where they admitted that their sole goal leading up to the election was to get Trump out.
Yeah.
Everything was geared around, and we knew that. And we absolutely knew that.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, they have their goal, and right now, I think CNN's goal is to. If you watch that, is it Stelter guy?
Brian.
Looks like a weeble wobble.
Yeah, Brian Stelter.
Brian Stelter. I think his goal. Trump's not there, so now he's going after Fox News.
Right. Well, yeah, dude, nobody's watching anymore.
I know.
Them complaining about Trump or people liking Trump. Trump made people watch TV.
Yeah.
He made people watch news.
Well, they
Yeah.
can't talk about him anymore.
Yeah, well, they still are,
So-
shockingly.
Well, they are, and so they're going after Fox News now.
Right.
His latest was, well, they're not sharing.
Well, they're going after Tucker.
No, they're going after all. Well,
Yeah, all of
Stelter's
them.
going after all of them,
Yeah.
but Tucker is the number one guy, and because he makes the most sense, and he's
He
the most
does. I
volatile.
love watching that guy, man.
So even like last year, they were outside of Tucker's house.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Harassing his
Uh-huh.
wife and
Yeah.
little kid.
yeah. So anyway, Stelter was like, we'll touch on this in the second half because we're about to at halftime. Stelter was complaining that the Fox News anchors were not doing vaccine selfies.
Okay.
He actually said that.
He's such a freaking idiot.
They're not on board and they're not doing vaccine selfies.
Yeah, that's what the cool thing about being an American. I thought you're supposed to have the choice.
Well, medical is usually a private thing.
Yeah, if it's
It is.
private.
You know what? We should touch on that in the second half.
Yeah, we can
We
do that.
definitely need to talk about
My
vaccines
privates.
and vaccine passports and
No.
Sean's privates.
Your junk is already hanging out.
Let's talk about Sean's junk.
I'll put my
Sounds good.
pants back on.
Thank you. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the flip side.